And it's been actually very interesting to see the places where OpenAI is able to do things very differently from the rest of the industry or the way that things would historically be done. For example, we've been able to apply our own models to designing this chip, which has been really cool. We've been able to pull in the schedule. We've been able to get massive area reductions, right? You take components that humans had already optimized and just pour compute into it, and the model comes out with its own optimizations. And it's very interesting. We're at the point now where I don't think any of the optimizations we have are ones that human designers couldn't have come up with. Like usually our experts take a look at it later and say, yeah, like this was on my list, but it was like 20 things that would have taken them another month to get to. And that's actually really, really interesting that we were coming up on a deadline working with Charlie's team, and we were running optimizations. We had a choice of, do we actually take a look at what those optimizations were, or do we just keep going until the deadline and then take a look after? And we decided, of course, you got to just keep going. And so we've really been building up this expertise in-house to understand this domain, and that's something we actually think can help lift up the whole industry. But I think that we are heading to a world where AI intelligence is able to help humanity make new breakthroughs that just would not be possible otherwise. And we're going to need just as much compute as possible to power that. Like one example of something very concrete is that, we are in a world now where ChatGPT is changing from something that you talk to interactively to something that can go do work for you behind the scenes. If you've used features like Pulse, you wake up every morning, it has some really interesting things that are related to what you're interested in. It's very personalized, and our intent is to turn ChatGPT into something that helps you achieve your goals. The thing is, we can only release this to the pro tier because that's the amount of compute that we have available. And ideally, everyone would have an agent that's running for them 24/7 behind the scenes, helping them achieve their goals. And so ideally, everyone has their own accelerator, has their own compute power that's just running constantly. And that means, there's 10 billion humans. We are nowhere near being able to build 10 billion chips. And so there's a long way to go before we are able to saturate not just the demand, but what humanity really deserves.